The top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
Welcome to the Z100 Artist Interview Lounge, presented by Hackensack Meridian Health. It's Maxwell and Crystal, and we have royalty in the room today.
Pretty much.
Renee and Miss America, also Emma. Give them a round of applause, please.
Oh.
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Come
We
on.
are so excited that you both are here, and we're so excited we're going to see you on one of the floats for this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes.
You talked about how your family and you have seen it every single year, but you're going to be part of the parade this year. How special is that?
Right. I am so excited, and we were just talking about this, but all of my family is here to watch, and none of them have ever been to New York before. Isn't it crazy? They've gone their lives without ever actually coming to New York. So this is their very first trip, and they are very excited.
Well, you're the one that brings everyone together.
Yes.
Congratulations on being that family member to unite
Yes.
the family. You've done that amongst the amazing other things that you have done in your life. But what does it mean to you to... there's just so much to unpack here. There's so much, and we're going to use the word special a lot today. What does it mean to you to be the young woman who gets this platform and understands it's bigger than you? And you're utilizing it to the most of its potential.
Yeah, well, I've been incredibly fortunate to not only be the first Miss Alaska to win Miss America, as well as the first Korean American, but to be Miss America during our 100th anniversary, which is incredibly special. You know, this organization has been around for so long, and we've evolved so much. But it's about time that we really have somebody in the position of Miss America who is representative of the modern American woman, right? She doesn't have to be perfect, a future doctor, but who also has ADHD, but who also is fiercely an advocate for the causes that she believes in. So for me, of course, that's Special Olympics. So it's been really special to be able to have this platform and this national following to be able to use my voice and speak about the things that I care about.
She said it, Crystal, like Lizzo, it's about damn time.
It is about damn time.
Damn time, baby. Let it be said. Yes.
You're very open about your family and why Special Olympics is important to you and your family, and we're here with Renee as well, which we're going to get to in 1 second. But yeah, why did you decide that making voices for the disabled and people that, you know, are just different and like us in every other way as well, why did you decide that that was the message that you wanted to exemplify with?
Yeah, so my brother Brendan has Down syndrome, and my mother is also a special education teacher, and Brendan's been a Special Olympics athlete since I was like 7 or 8 years old. So for well over half of my life, Special Olympics has kind of molded me into the person that I am today. And it was by being around people who are different from me. So spending a lot of time getting to build those relationships with people who have intellectual disabilities that really made me who I am. And I realized that not everybody has that opportunity. Not everybody is blessed with a sibling or a family member who has an intellectual disability. And the cool thing about Special Olympics is that it brings people together for the love of sports, right? It's not that it forces those relationships to come about, but rather it just allows people to come together and celebrate the fun of sports, and then naturally that inclusive community just kind of comes together. So
I'm repping. I'm putting my scarf
you got to get wrapped up, right? He's repping the
on
Special
now,
Olympics scarf there.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. But it really has been a wonderful opportunity to do my best to make the world a little bit more of an inclusive place for people like my brother.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. How cool is it to be on this journey with her, to sit and experience these things for you, Renee, with someone who, with the fullest heart, is representing the Special Olympics? How awesome is this?
This is so cool, and it really brings warmth to my heart to know that celebrities such as Miss America are ambassadors for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They are the voice that enables us to continue to play, learn, grow, and develop free year-round.
Yeah.
And they are just our big supporters, and I am forever grateful. Thank you, Emma.
Well, Renee, you've been an athlete in the Special Olympics for over 10 years now. You've met so many people. You've been able to experience so many things. What have you learned about your peers and other people that have helped with the organization?
I've learned a great deal. There's so many of them like Emma out there, and I think it was when I went to the World Games in Abu Dhabi that I fully learned that celebrities, even big celebrities like movie stars are supporters for Special Olympics. And that took me by surprise. And I'm like, well, thank you. Every little bit helps.
Right.
Every big bit helps as well. So when you, like we said earlier, have this platform to do right, Emma, how important was that going into this entire journey with the pageant, with the organization, knowing that, hey, this isn't just what maybe the misconception is, a pageant, a beauty pageant. I hate even putting those two words together, but knowing that when you were going to win, let's say you manifested it, but knowing that you were going to take full advantage of speaking your truest self and heart and being there to support.
Right. Well, that's the really special thing about Miss America is that anybody can be Miss America. I came from very humble beginnings, born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska, and I never would have imagined that I would be able to have a following like this to use my voice for good. I was just a typical college student when I won Miss America, working with Special Olympics Alaska, of course, the state level, but I never even dreamed of getting to have the opportunity to have a platform like this to amplify my voice and the voices of people of Special Olympics even more. So it's been a really special opportunity. And again, I think that's the cool thing about Miss America is that she can really be anybody. She can be the girl next door. It's kind of that definition of overnight fame. And it's all what you make of it and how you use your voice for good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you really just said you can be doing anything and being anyone. You are studying biomedical sciences right now. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
High school chemistry.
In fact, we can barely say the word. Let's keep it real. Yeah, come on now.
So what made you get into that, and what do you plan on doing with that in the future?
Yeah, well, I really wanted to highlight one of the cool aspects of Special Olympics is that there's the Healthy Athletes program that, of course, provides free health care for Special Olympics athletes and participants. So once I obtain my medical degree and I'm in practice, I'll likely return back to Alaska, and I'm ideally going to go into dermatology. But I 100% plan to give back to the community in any way that I can with that medical knowledge, and, of course, give back to Special Olympics every year wherever I can, and do what I can to kind of minimize that disparity for people with intellectual disabilities and receiving proper health care.
Yeah. One of the things that I think that I've been wondering, I don't know if the world and everyone's listening, is Alaska. We here in the continental United States, we think, like, what the heck? What are some of those misconceptions that we hear on the mainland? If you might tell us, what are some of those things that we, or maybe you, Renee, maybe you're thinking too, like, what are some of those things that you have learned that are totally false about Alaska?
Oh man, I can't tell you how many funny things I've had asked about what it's like to live in Alaska. No, we don't live in igloos. We don't ride polar bears to school.
Yeah.
And so in Anchorage where I live, it's a quite established city. We've got almost 300,000 people.
Boom.
We have 2 malls.
There
We've got a Victoria's Secret. We had a JCPenney's, and then I think it left. And we had a Nordstrom at one point, but I think it left. But we are fully established as a city. We've got civilization up there.
Yo, we've got iHeart radio stations in Anchorage, Alaska.
We do.
Let it be known.
We do. And one of our former Miss Alaskas actually works for our iHeart radio station in Alaska. I love them. I've been on the show many times.
Does that
what do you do with them, though?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not coming for our jobs, Crystal.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You put that out there.
101.3 in Alaska. Oh, they're huge supporters of Special Olympics Alaska, actually. They're at every Special Olympics Alaska event, and they always have us and our athletes on highlighting what Special Olympics does. So iHeartRadio has always been a huge supporter of Special Olympics. We love you guys.
There we go.
Big
Clearing
hearts.
all the rumors. Alaska is about it, y'all.
Yes.
Alaska is about it.
Exactly.
And just like Alaska, there's probably a lot of assumptions when it comes to people with disabilities or special needs. So what are some of those misconceptions that you want to get out there about people that you're representing?
Well, thank you. I think one of the misconceptions that I'd really like to clear up is not all disabilities are the same. People assume that when they meet someone that has Down syndrome, that's all it is.
Yeah.
But there are so many disabilities out there. For example, ADHD. My disability is autism, and that's a really tricky one because it's invisible.
Yeah.
No one can see it or hear it. That doesn't mean it's not there. And that always creates a barrier for me because I'm out there. The one thing I want to get across before I even meet someone is I have a disability and I'm going to need help. And I'm always met with confrontation like, well, you don't look autistic. Don't be so hard knowing yourself. And my personal favorite, are you sure? Those are always questions that I'm met with, and I'm always left wondering, okay, how could I have explained that better?
Yeah.
That's an assumption. Not all disabilities are the same, and
Right.
some of us are high functioning, there are low functioning. There's just so many. And I think the best way for anyone to find out the truth is to join Special Olympics. You could be a spectator, a coach, a volunteer, anything, and just see us as the people that we are. Yes, we have disabilities. Those are never going to go away.
Yeah.
But we're also human beings, and we have skills, talents, abilities that are mostly pushed to the side. But Eunice Kennedy Shriver saw that wrong. She changed it and said, let's bring them to the field.
Yeah.
Let them compete. Let them show people what they can do.
Yeah.
Love that. That is
Get
so
from the
special.
house. Give me, please. So eloquently spoken, Renee. I mean, my goodness, for you to, to do that, to help us, like you said, Crystal, clear up some of these misconceptions. I think that's one of the most detrimental things to our society is that we jump into so many things assuming, and then you build, fact off of those assumptions, and that's never the right way to enter anything. It's have a conversation, get to know how amazing people are, besides any strengths, weaknesses, whatever it is that they've got going for themselves. Just get to know who they are at their core, where their heart is. And I don't know if I'm like, damn, you all exemplify that 1,000,000,000%. So
Thank you.
that's my TED Talk.
that.
Thank you for being here for it.
If I could just add one more thing.
Of course.
She and I are neighbors.
No
I am
way.
from Hawaii.
Yo!
There you go.
Right?
Right away.
Yes. So if there are any conceptions about Hawaii, it's a lot like Alaska. We have malls, we have touring.
For sure.
We have everything modified. And there's so many diverse cultures. We've got Polynesian, we've got Hawaiian, we've got Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese. All of those diverse cultures are into one. So if you're assuming we live in grass huts or whatever, you are sadly mistaken. And of course, there's Pearl Harbor, where the military is. I've lived there 12 years myself. My dad proudly served his country for 30 years, my whole childhood. And 16 years later, here I am back on the mainland. So there we go. We are neighbors.
Hanging out at Z100.
Yes.
The biggest, the best.
Right.
You two are doing that right now.
Thank you for that, Renee.
My goodness.
Now, before we put a bow on everything, Emma, we just want to see if you have anything to say to New Yorkers that are going to be waving at you from the float at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yes, well, again, I'm so thrilled to be here. I'll be waving back. Just picture that I'm actually looking at you and I'm waving to you individually. I hope everyone comes out to support, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful short little break.
Yo, but you're going to be doing this waving from the parade float with not a beanie, not a baseball cap, with you got something tucked underneath the
in a
counter.
special case.
We were just saying she was napping earlier.
With that thing there.
She's getting her beauty rest. Yes, I actually do.
Wow, the crown.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh.
it. Is there a special technique to make sure that the balance is right? You can't tilt your head a certain. How does one go about making sure that she doesn't touch the ground?
It's a lot of bobby pins. I will tell you. It's an absurd amount of bobby pins.
Is there any rules about the crown? Like, did they tell you any rules before they gave it to you?
No, just to wear it with pride.
to wear it, don't drop it.
And probably don't drop it.
It's a little different than my Amazon crown. Not the same.
You know,
but
that
it's
Amazon
okay.
crown looks great quality,
That
I
is
will say.
lovely.
Right?
Not that one.
Don't. Yeah. Come
And
on.
Max
Don't
has
deny.
his over there.
Well, yeah. We're
It's hanging.
all royalty around here. We are all royalty around here. Except
Yes,
for
we
yours
are.
is a priceless piece of headwear, where ours you can find.
Online. Really hard to get that
on
one,
the internet.
just to say. But congratulations again. Thank you both, Emma and Renee, for coming in to share everything about what you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for having us. This has been such a treat. We really appreciate you guys helping us spread the word about inclusion.
100%.
Absolutely. Mahalo nui loa, which is Hawaiian for thank you very much.
We're not gonna. That's it. Stop the camera. That
You're
was it.
learning.